prompted my letter to the senator, how it is we have millions of dollars available to fund major projects that may happen years in the future, but we don't have a tiny fraction of that to get the homeless off the street. Why can't we get them off the streets now when we have all that money available? This blows my mind.
It seems obvious to us that in all of our grand plans to end homelessness, now underway and costing many millions of dollars, the first priority should involve providing people in need with cheap, basic, safe, interim shelter, such as organized tent cities provide. Why do our grand, very expensive plans not have this principle built into them from the start? Our problem-solving priorities seem perverse, dramatically backward, and strikingly immoral to us. We relayed this message clearly to Senator Murray's representative, Kiara Pfeiffer.
The biggest difference that I experienced when I was in the shelters, I was in an institutionalized prison-like system where you were stripped of your rights, you were stripped of your property, you were stripped of everything and basically forced to live according to their rules and on their dime. Whereas in a tent city, you are accountable for your actions. You are empowered to take responsibility for your own well-being.
It's the anti-establishment. Like you said, it's an institution. When you stay in a shelter, you're in an institution. You are governed by one person's whim or one person who is being paid, not doing it because of their heart, not doing it because they care about you, they're doing it because they're being paid to do it. So you're simply a client, you're simply a number, you're simply a bed that's being filled. When you stay at the tent cities, it's self-governed. So every 2 weeks you elect your own officials. You say, okay, Bob and Mary and Joe, you guys are going to run our camp this week. Next week we're going to pick Phil and Marge and Henry. You're going to run the camp this week. So these people that are running your camp are your neighbors. And so you know, they're running it the way they want it to be run because they live there. They're not doing this because it's a paycheck. They're not doing it because you're a number, you're their neighbor. And one gentleman made the greatest quote I ever remember was, he says, we're not tent city, we're tent family. EC, this person's in charge. While they're on the desk, for the 12-hour shift they're on the desk, they're in charge of the entire camp. We elect our ECs every other week. We elect 5 permanent ECs and then 2 alternates in case one of them, gets sick or they move out. We always have somebody on the desk, 24/7. We also have somebody in a security vest, 24/7. Generally have 2 securities. The camp's open at all times. You show up at 2 a.m. and you need an intake. You got to be able to pass a warrant check and a sex offender check. We require both of those at this camp. Everybody gets blankets when they get here. We provide a tent and blankets. We get clothing donations and hygiene products, and we keep them here. We have fire extinguishers throughout camp. That's ordinance. We also have minimum 6 foot lanes throughout camp. That's ordinance, so that way the fire department can get through. We're at now, we have to bring in water. So we have a donor named Trev, and he brings us water, and we also go get water from one of the local churches. The community has power from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. We provide everybody with a tent. If you have your own, it makes it a little easier, but we do provide tents. The only thing that limits our numbers is tents.
How many people are here right now? About
35.
So like a pup tent?
7 by 7 is a single tent. 8 by 8 is borderline couple. 8 by 9 or 8 by 10 is couples tent. This is our community area. When we have our electricity on, we have a TV here. We have a charging station here. And the TV was donated by one of the churches. I-90 Church donated us the TV. And then in the back is our kitchen area. So that's where we store canned goods. We have a coffee maker back there, generally speaking. We have an ice chest we keep ice in. We have a small stove right here that we use for cooking and have a barbecue pit. We built this safe box around the stove as a fire deterrent. Before anybody ever judges a tent city, I think they should go out and spend a night in a tent city. Tell them I'd like to check in as overflow, or someone like say, take a week out of your life. Check in, do the chores involved, do the community service involved, find out what it's like to live there, see the other half of the shoe, put in 1 week, and then you understand, and then you can go back to live your regular life and say, okay, now I understand what this is about. It's a safe way to ingratiate yourself into a system that you know nothing about, and you have safety. So you don't have to worry about sleeping on the street in the middle of the night, to learn how it is to be homeless.
Why not Tacoma?